This is a reformed functional skills maths paper, which is the new version of the functional skills. And in this case, which is different to what they call the legacy paper, you will have a calculator paper, sorry, non-calculator paper. Then you will have a calculator-based paper. In a non-calculator, it obviously says you're not allowed to use a calculator. So what we'll do at this point, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time, is that I'd like you to have a try of the questions first. So I'll put the slides up. You can then have a try at the question, or screenshot in your phone, take them and try it later. And then we will go through and proceed with the answers. So you've seen the answers from the non-calculator paper. Hopefully you've taken some pictures or screenshots of those. If not, go back and do some, because you can then use the answers there for your revision. Now we come to the calculator part, section B. So what we will do here is I'm going to preview all the questions through at you with no answers. What I would suggest you do is have a go at them. Put the recording onto pause, screenshot, photograph, however you wish, write down, and then try the questions. There are quite a few there, but what I'd like you to do is have a go before we come to the answers, which I'll deal with very shortly in a separate section. It'll be shortly for me, a bit longer for you. But have a go and see where you get, because in some cases it is useful for you to try and have a go yourself. Or the other thing I'm quite happy for you to do, if you want, is scroll through, have a look at the answers, and then go back and try and do the question and find how you get to the answer. That is always a good way to go. So what I'm going to do is put the questions up now. The slides will turn around about every 5 seconds or so. So as I said, you might need to put on pause, take your pictures and your screenshots, and I'll meet you shortly for the answer section. How'd you go on with the questions then? Hopefully you did okay. If not, don't worry, it's all about practice and getting to learn to read the question and understand what it's about. And this is the point of doing these past papers, is it gives you the chance to see how the questions are phrased, how they put together, and what you have to do to achieve the marks and get your answers. So remember, always show your workings out where possible, because you can get points for that. Even if you potentially might get the answer wrong at the end, if you've shown workings out, you can score points still. Also remember, if you can't answer a question straight away in the actual test, go forward and continue and do the next question. The next question's on, and then what you do, come back to the question you can't answer and have a go. If you still can't answer it, take an educated guess, because if you guess, you have a 50-50 chance of getting the question wrong or getting the question right. If you leave the question blank, you'll get 100% no marks. So it's always worth having a go regardless. So, section B, here we go. So, Ryan will drive his car. Now, what we've been given here is, again, the equation that we can use. So it's not so complicated as it might appear. So we've got our speed, and that's what we need to get our miles per hour. So how I've done it here, as you can see, I've done the kilometres an hour, put it underneath, divided by 8, multiplied by 5, gives us 62.5 miles an hour. So the answer is no at 62.5. But when you get questions like this, look at the flowcharts or models that you've been given, look at the figures and correlate it in, and you'll find that the question will answer itself for you. Now, Nicola wants to buy 30 litres of white paint. Does Nicola have enough? Okay, so let's look. Again, just put this on pause. You want to quickly read through the question. Then once you've done that, click on play, and I'll be picking you up with how the answer's gone. So we have 10 litres of paint tin, 10 litre paint tin, £38, 15% discount. To work out the discount, 38 divided by 100 times 15 gives you £5.70, or, as you may have seen in previous papers, you can actually do 38 times 0.15, which is equivalent to 15, and that will give you £5.70 there. Same answer. 38 minus £5.70 is £32.30 cost per tin. Each tin is 10 litres, so we'll need 3 tins. So 32 times 3, 96.90, so the answer is yes. Is she going to get, she has a budget of £100, can she afford it? The answer actually is yes. Again, read through, put on pause, take your screenshots, take your photographs, and do some reviewing of the answer in your own time in peace and quiet, because again, this will help you understand how the answers are put together. Right, what we see here is now doing some area. I'll let you read the question. I'll talk quickly over it. Luke wants to cover his wall with blue paint. He will buy blue paint in 2.5 litre tins. Each 1 litre of blue paint will cover 8 pieces of the wall. Favourite type of functional skills question, get you to think like this. So we need to get the area of the wall, but we have conveniently a door stuck in the way. So what you need to do is actually break down the shape. I've given an example how it can be broken down there. With all the measurements we need to actually achieve this, if you look carefully. There's also another way you can actually break this shape down as well, but I'll let you see if you can come to that, because you might have worked out the other way you can actually do this as well. So, it doesn't matter, however we break the shape down, as long as we achieve the same answer, that's the main thing. So, this is the way I've approached it. Shape needs to be broken down, so we have 6.1 times 3.6 metres, which you can see I've indicated in the diagram up there, which gives us 21.96. 1.6 times 0.9 equals 144 metres squared, 1.44 metres squared, and you can see that I've broken that down with the use of the red lines and the red arrow. We then add these two areas together, which gives us 23.4. Then to find out how much paint's going to work out, we divide the 23.4 by 2.5 litres, which is actually what is in each tin. And then we divide that down further into 8 metres squared, so that tells us what each tin can actually cover, which gives us 1.17 tins needed. Can't have 1.17 tins though, so he's going to have to buy 2 tins of paint. Again, this is a question that's worth going back and just sitting quietly and reflecting in your own time. In regards to question 4, the badge, a trapezium. Well, what we have here is an example of a trapezium. 1 centimetre is your scale, so the trapezium is going to have a base of 6 centimetres. Okay, I can't do it precisely on the computer due to the way PowerPoint works on that, but this gives you the basic idea. We have 6 squares at the bottom. I've just done the angles up with roughly how I see trapezium to working, which is 4 at the top, so that gives us a nice gentle angle on it. And in fact, if we almost look at it, it's like a 3D square in a way. And I've put the line of symmetry down the middle there, which is the green line. So that gives us our line of symmetry. Basic line of symmetry is when something's folded in half, the reflection in the mirror should be a complete mirror image. Again, take time to reflect. Don't forget to take pictures of this as we're going through. Put on pause, take pictures. So you have to excuse my rather rough diagram here. But Jim works in a shop and it's all about pie charts. So let you read that question quickly, put yourself on pause, read the question, and once you're done so, press play again. So this is where we're going to go. First, we work out the angle of each item sold. So to do that, we know there's 72 items. We had all the numbers sold up. Well, it actually tells us at the top 72 items sold. Read the question. 360 divided by 72 items gives us 5% for each item sold. So 44 phones times 5 degrees is going to be 220 degrees. 13 laptops times 5 is 65 degrees. Now to draw the angles you will need a protractor. I've demonstrated as best I possibly can do. So what we can see here is the angles that I put in. We have the 70, you have the 75 for the tablets, 65 roughly as I can do it on the computer with the protractor I've got here. Remember, you're counting your way around as you've completed your angles off, which gives us 65, which leaves us the remaining of our 220 degrees. Again, have a look quietly in your own time and pick it up from there. But this question is not as tricky as it looks. Don't be scared of pie charts. They are pretty straightforward once you start breaking them down.